Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a awesome weekend. Wanted to come on here and made a post earlier today just about some updates with Builders of Authority, but wanted to do a live video and just start to do more lives. So if you were on the webinar last week, first off, thank you so much for attending the webinar. It was an incredible opportunity for me to truly give back to so many people that have been supporting me and really set the stage for the future of everything with Builders of Authority and personal branding and how all this stuff plays into everything with our digital marketing company. And first off, again, thank you so much for attending that event. But in that event, I talked specifically about one of the things I'm really focused on in 2024, which is doing more lives on social media. So I am using StreamYard right now to be able to go live on Facebook within our Builders of Authority Facebook group, as well as LinkedIn and YouTube. I have to do a separate video for Instagram. But these are the types of strategies that we'll be talking about within our communities on how I'm efficient with doing all of this stuff. But live specifically, I believe, is a hugely underutilized aspect of producing content, right? And it's spur of the moment. It's usually raw. It's authentic. It's all of those things, which leads me into my post specifically earlier today, just kind of recapping the last week since I launched Builders of Authority at the end of that webinar last week. And so some of the things that I learned specifically from that event was you can have all the great value in the world, but if you confuse your buyers, if you confuse people that are looking to potentially do business with you, it can be very, very difficult. Doesn't matter how amazing you were in whatever it is that you're selling, whether it's a service or product, etc. I feel a little bit about that because I got so much amazing feedback, but there's stuff all over the place, right? So I'll kind of just go through those things. And this is an ever evolving offer that we have here at Builders of Authority. And in my post this morning, I said, hey, I want to be real. I want to be raw. I want to be authentic. I want to show people exactly what we have going on here and basically share the journey. So that way other people can get motivated. Other people can see the reality is that you don't just launch a group or launch a program or launch a business and overnight it automatically take off and be successful. So webinar, we had over 300 people register, which was phenomenal. There was about 100 people at any given time on the actual webinar watching live. And for those that are familiar with webinars, from the people that I talked to and got feedback from, said that it's really good and above average. So it was awesome. I'll be sharing more and more of the feedback, answering more and more of people's questions that continue to come up in our free Facebook group. So we have our free Facebook group that launched. Join that group specifically. We have our first weekly live training tomorrow, actually. So that's going to be at 3 p.m. Central. It'll be about 45 minutes. It'll basically be me just live going on and basically doing a topic. So I'll be using StreamYard so people can come on and ask questions and do all those things inside the community. But more importantly, we're going to really dive into some of this stuff specifically. So one of the questions that people had is, hey, Adam, how do I find content to talk about? How do I build a list, a content bank of sorts to be able to do that? So we're going to dive into all that stuff tomorrow. I also have the course. So we have now, I think, 5 people that have bought the course, and that course is going to be going live in mid-January. So getting a lot of the stuff done for that course right now. Super excited to launch that. Until the course goes live, it's $999 one time, and it will double in price when it goes live. So if you're interested in that, you can head over to buildauthority.co, check out everything we have going on with all the other offers. The 2 other main things that are going to be launching next Monday, so you'll probably hear me talk a lot about some of these things when I'm doing these lives over the next week, is these 2 programs, because we're going to not necessarily be closing enrollment in full transparency, but going to be offering some ways for people to get in at a lesser price, especially on the group mastermind, than what it will be long term. So the group mastermind will be launching on Monday, And we have members from Inner Circle and the mastermind of people signing up that'll be in one Facebook group. And from there, there's going to be 2 office hours a week where you can just come on, ask questions, walk through your specific problems in a group setting, as well as a weekly live training above and beyond what you're going to get in the free Facebook group. Obviously, as we grow that group, you're going to have support and other members that are there in the community with you. This week until we launch, so Sunday at midnight, it's $250 a month, or you can pay $2,500 one time for the year and get 2 months free. If you're interested in that Inner Circle, so the Inner Circle is going to be our top level package, right? Top level package where it's all the things that you're getting with the course and then the mastermind, but you're getting one-to-one access with me to specifically coach you on personal branding. And so you'll get a bi-weekly 30-minute call for the first 90 days to craft your personal branding strategy and plan for the future. And so we'll be basically doing a 45-minute onboarding call, go over a variety of different things that will truly understand where you're at, where you're trying to go, and what your goals are ultimately with your personal brand. We'll put a plan in place for there. I'm going to give you some homework, some checklists, those types of things. So super excited about that. And then we'll continue to truly dive into your plan evergreen, right? So after the first 90 days, it'll turn into a 30-minute monthly call where you have the game plan already. I'm going to be making sure that you're following the game plan to a T, and you'll have access to me and all those types of things to truly put yourself in a position to become the authority in your market. So those are some of the different options. Again, feel free to shoot me a DM, shoot me a message if you're interested in learning more. I apologize in advance, but I'm going to be doing lives all week, just talking about different aspects of these programs and why I believe they're so impactful. Again, we had 3 people already sign up for our Inner Circle program, which is the highest offer that's out there. So for me, that's validation that obviously people need and want this type of stuff, but it basically says we just got to figure out how to get more people in the program at some of those other levels with the course and then the group mastermind. So long story short, recapping the offers, recapping the webinar, all that stuff in today's video. If you're interested and you want to discuss things further, feel free to shoot me a DM. Having conversations all week with people, just back and forth, hopping on Zoom calls, figuring out specifically where you're at, where you're trying to go to see if we can even be of assistance to you, right? And so people are interested in this program for a variety of different reasons. They obviously want to grow their business, right? So the personal brand has absolutely helped me grow Hite Digital and everything on the digital marketing side. But in the eyes of other people as well, or people that are key decision makers, influencers, etc., they want to be the authority for X, Y, and Z in their industry. They want to go get their first speaking event and then be really, really good at speaking. They're going to want to launch their podcast finally, or take their podcast to the next level. They want to know how to get guests. They want to know how to be guests on podcasts. They want to know, hey, how do I manage all these different platforms, and what do I post, and where do I post, and what do people truly want to know about all this stuff? We're going to dive through all of that stuff. I'm an open book. With anything I do, I am going to show up and over deliver, right? That's what this initial group, this initial mastermind, Inner Circle, all that stuff, like they are going to get Adam McChesney locked in. So then that way more and more people can obviously know about it, because my students are going to be taking off, right? So thank you for watching today's video. Again, feel free to shoot me a DM. Let's have a conversation about how Builders of Authority can take you to that next level with your personal brand, or start your personal brand. And if nothing else, I appreciate the support. Be sure to join that free Facebook group. We'll have our first live training tomorrow.